comment from T-Dog would like to join.
T-Dog would like to join. Okay, so we are live now. What I'm going to do here, I am Seasoned Salt, your host here with Levy, Aria. We're just about to get T-Dog in the conversation real quick. Just bear with me. What I'm going to do here, I am Seasoned Salt, your host. Just have that playing there live. Just about to get T-Dog in the conversation real quick. Just have it echoing. Here, I am Seasoned Salt, your host. Just have that playing there live. About to get T-Dog in the
I tied here.
Alright, so
Here, do mic check. What are you doing now?
Hey, T-Dog.
Hey guys.
what's going on? Bear with me 1 second. Oh, I gotta reshape here. I gotta get the more people I have on. This is why Hangouts is better, because it puts all your faces on the bottom bar, and I could just capture that bottom bar. Alright, so let's get Aria. There's Aria. There's Levy. How you feeling, T-Dog?
Good. I'm glad I made it. I was really bummed.
Hey, glad you made it too.
Yeah.
Let me just add 1 second. We'll go capture. What am I missing? I'm missing T-Dog. There we go. Oops. You tie a tie very fast, sir.
Do what I can. I don't have to worry since it's, you know, mullet rules.
Alright.
Great, fabulous.
Just let them know that we'll be getting ready to go live momentarily.
We are live right now.
We are?
Yes, we
We
are.
are.
Oh, jeez. I was getting this all set up. I thought I shut the stream down for a second.
There
Nope.
you go.
Glad we could see everybody there. Bear with me.
Don't say any bad words. That's a good lesson
That's
to all of
right.
you out there
Very
in
good
chat.
advice.
I have
I saw
Mini
some of
Salt
that
behind
language.
me.
Mini Salt.
Yes, he's hanging out behind me here for the post-game show. I apologize for that momentary inconvenience, guys. We had to add T-Dog into the call. There we go. Can you guys see it okay? What's up? I'm out of window space.
You must have T-Dog.
Yeah, well, you can make me smaller and not put me in the middle.
No, you look pretty, so you need to be there.
Or here, I'll make myself smaller and then I'll have you guys bigger. Is that better?
Yeah, or no. Put yourself in the middle.
Let's run the show.
All right,
Yeah,
all
let's
right.
go,
So,
let's go.
anyways, I'm your host, Seasoned Salt, here with T-Dog, Aria, and Levy here. We're here to discuss the post-game wrap-up here, congratulating Rose Noir
Yes.
for placing first place in the HOC 2016 Winter Finals, going up against Red Zone today. I have T-Dog. Can you see the screen there with some of the replay stuff so we can get that queued up?
Absolutely.
Outstanding. So, interesting 4 games to say the least. Obviously, game 1 was a bit of a shocker. Red Zone squeaking out with that victory there, coming out pretty strong, coming out swinging, showing that they had some sort of method to the madness in regards to dealing with Rose Noir's very aggressive team comps that they run out there. So what are your guys' thoughts on what happened on that game 1?
Yeah, I think you know, Levy really called this from the start. Not the right players on the right characters, but I just don't like this team comp from Rose Noir.
What didn't you like about it? What didn't you like about it?
Well, so you know, an elf horse.
Oh, you mean from Red Zone? You
No,
didn't
no,
like
no.
the-
Sorry. I don't like the Rose Noir lineup, but so just when obviously you don't know who you're playing against, but you don't have kind of the physical ranged for the early game. And I think you mentioned this in game 2 or 3. Monkey's great when he gets up there and fed, and he can jump in and just, wreck an entire team with the ulti jump pull. But early on, I feel like you need somebody that's picking away from far. Ant has to get up close and dirty. Monkey has to get up close and dirty. Even if Sia maybe would have laned, I've seen that where Sia lanes initially and then swaps out. That could have been a good call. But a combination of, and also I don't know. I don't know about scale here. So what were you guys' thoughts on this? Both the team comp.
Definitely, I definitely say it was an issue here. Obviously, Rose Noir had a difficult time. In game 1, you'll definitely see that there was a bit of an awkward situation with the Ant having some trouble pulling the trigger on some of these team fights. Ended up costing Rose Noir possibly that game. So I wouldn't put it all on Ant. As you know, it's obviously a combined effort, a combined failure in that game 1. But somehow, you got to give Red Zone pretty much all the kudos as they were able to squeak out here. I'll show you guys now on stream what were the picks and bans here. Rose Noir banning Efren and Frostel. Efren was a perma-ban through this entire finals.
Yeah, they weren't going to take a chance.
Yeah. They completely took Efren off the table, and they banned Frostel in this game 1. Red Zone banning Donovic and Paladin. You can see there, Red Zone running the Mystic, Sia, Scale, Ant, Kotun team, and Red Zone running the Sia, Elf, Horse, Kotun, and Ants. Yuo had a real tough time on this game 1 Mystic. I think he was like 0-8 at one point towards the end game.
They did a good job of shutting him down. The ganks were real in mid,
12,000.
he wasn't able really to recover there, and so he wasn't able to put out the damage that you'd want to see out of phase. So even though they weren't rocking a hard-hitting mage on Red Zone's side, they were able to pull that out. And not having, I do agree with Levy though, that not having Highest in a carry role, but instead having him in kind of a tank support role is really what cost Rose Noir this first game.
So as you guys can see now, I have queued up here what we're going in for this first blood. The first blood was against Ant overreaching on this lane here, and you could kind of see the sneak up coming up behind. Sia's going to lock him down. Ant having a real tough time getting away. Then this late teleport coming in, but just a day late and $1 short there. Ant gets taken down for first blood.
And really nice gank by Ryder right there. He was playing the Sia. And they were really ganking. Red Zone was really ganking in this game. And I didn't see that. I think they got a little bit shook in the later games.
Yeah,
like you were saying.
And the rotation from Saya, the rotation from all the support, Saya and Ant moves from the bottom to the mid, to the top, to the mid, to the bottom, all game long. And it unlocks a lot of kills on the mid, it unlocks the kills on the top, so they played very, very well there.
So pretty much go on, T-Dog.
I was just going to say, we talked about this last night, how Ant, if you can sort of smother Ant before 6, because once they hit 6, they've got that escapability and the gank ability, and so really good and an easy actually gank on Ant, and so I like that, and I'm surprised that Rose Noir didn't pay the favor back ganking Red Zone's Ant here.
I think one of the problem is Tiles is not a player that is familiar with Ant as much as Pitchred or Excel with Ant.
Sure.
So it's like Frazzle versus Frazzle. The best Frazzle wins. Here, Tiles was a bit lacking of skills with Ant and positioning with the Ant.
Right.
Correct. And I think we saw that again last week even with, it was Young C 1992 who played a really effective Ant last week against Rose Noir, and it was a similar story here this week as well. And where, again, the reciprocal Ant on Rose Noir's side not able to return the favor.
Interesting indeed. Now we could kind of see this was the team fight that a lot of people felt was probably the end of Rose Noir's campaign here in this first game here. You'll see that there's a Scales going in for the dragon or maneuvering around the dragon here. Right now, Rose Noir is very split up. You can kind of see that, oh, excuse me, it's, you guys fixed it right here? Yeah, Rose Noir playing order. Yeah, so Rose Noir splitting up here by the dragon. You can see the wards going up in the tri-bush, but now look at this. Red Zone coming right in. Ant has to back away. Poison Trail's there. Ant slowed. Now the team fight's going from bad to worse right now. There goes a blink. It's not going to be enough. And this is probably the team fight right now that took Rose Noir out of the game. You can see Elf faking out Yiwo again in this match. Elf finally goes down by scale. It's a 1-for-1 as Arya called it right there in the game. And Red Zone begin to kind of turn around, and then they decide to pull the carpet even further away from Rose Noir and end up completely decimating Red Zone decimating Rose Noir here.
And even taking Highest out of... No, Highest did get away right there. He did.
Yeah, and obviously you can see just before, look how separated everybody was. Ant trying to move away, Elf popping Ant. And right there, this was a team fight that kind of just snowballed to the victory here for
Red Zone.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't put that one on.
That happen often. I think they had a big miscommunication there of who's going to make the call, of who's going to move and initiate or not initiate. And I think they had to readjust completely from that fight. So I think indeed this is one of the most obvious show up that something was not right in the first game in terms of communication.
Definitely.
Yeah, because it was only a 5K difference, excuse me, Arya, and a 6 death difference there. So maybe a small itemization that was going, and of course level gap, very minuscule there, and so really comes down to kind of just positioning and teamwork there on that river fight.
Absolutely, and I feel like we're watching here again the same thing happen, or the same team fight. It was and that was an interesting point though, T-Dog, that there really isn't that huge of a gap here in gold, even though you see 3 to 11 right there, only a 5,000. That easily could have been rectified in a team fight, but when they don't see those numbers necessarily, sometimes it messes with the mental psyche of, you feel like
absolutely,
it's really hard to recover from.
Sure.
But that really was just a team fight away.
And do I understand we've got Yiwo coming in to share a little bit?
He is available right now. I mean, if you guys want me to call him in and bring him into the phone into the call right now.
Yeah, let's rake him over the coals on this first game.
All right, so
yeah, that is true. Very good idea, T-Dog.
Well, he can handle it because he's got a lot of money in his pocket and living on a high right now. So.
Absolutely. So let's burst that bubble. Just joking. Just joking.
Hoping that he's not yet drunk. Because this might happen.
Yeah, I said Yiwo's buying drinks tonight.
He should be coming on shortly. He said he was just...
Hello.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome.
Hey, you guys are streaming right now, right?
Yes, we are live.
Awesome.
Congratulations on the win, Yiwo.
And yes, congratulations from us all.
Thanks, guys. It was great.
So we were running through some of the footage here. Obviously, in game one, you guys didn't manage to come out with the victory on that one. Can you guys give us a little bit of rundown? Like, what was the adversity that you guys were having to deal with in that first game?
I think the first game was really lack of practice, because we couldn't practice at all the past week. So, and the skill was not banned, and first he actually suggested that we use skill. We use the scale. The rest of us didn't. So first said, okay, I'll use the scale and I'll go mid. But that was not the fixed position. Like I always went to jungle, and first he always went mid or either red lane. So I think there are a lot of miscommunications, and we really couldn't pull off the combination we always used, because we always gotta have the 2 fixed junglers, and if one switches out, then that duo jungle is not gonna work. So we had a lot of miscommunications. We were arguing what we're gonna do throughout the entire first game, and yeah, so that really caused us to lose the game.
Okay. So then let me ask you a question here. What went through your mind here now? I don't know if you can see I have a screen here set up so everybody can see the different cues. We have the picks and bans now for game 2. Give us a rundown of what you guys, what was going through your mind now. Okay, so you guys are down a game. It's time to get back into it. What was the thought process now on your next set of picks and bans?
So we stayed with the Airframe ban, and And of course, we didn't practice with Ant, and we thought we're not gonna have much synergy as Red Zone with Ant in our team comp. So we just decided to ban the Ant since we can't use it, and so that's why we came up with Clint, which we're good at. And Airfern, like, we banned him throughout the entire series because we saw Red Zone's replays, and their Airfern really, especially against Easy Gaming, he was able to distract the enemy, like their main dealers. So without Airfern, I thought we had a better chance, and I think it worked.
Yeah, it looks like that was definitely a static pick all the way to the very end of this tournament. So with that being said, we'll fast forward here to, let's see, what is the first blood? Is at 113 here in this clip.
Wywo, in that in-between matches, what did you guys talk about?
First of all, after game one, like, we were really trying to get ourselves, like, pick it up ourselves, because game one was really like, it was such a poor performance, and we knew it. So what I tried to do is try to get everybody back in the game, and we had a lot of arguments over what we were gonna use, and we just decided to stick to the old team comp. And statistically, like, the teams on the KO side, we always had a difficult time. So if we lose this game, then if we lose when we play on KO side, then we're probably going to lose the entire series. So yeah, we really tried to pick ourselves up and pretend this is game one. We're just playing another guild versus guild.
Okay.
And yeah.
So obviously we see picking up that first blood there on Horse, who strangely enough was the one to disconnect during the make of the last game. Obviously.
Yes.
You know, there's really a lot that could be said about this game. It looked like Red Zone overcommitted. Actually,
Yes.
I don't even have to fast forward through this because it all happened so quick. We're already at 6 minutes in, and it ends up going to this team fight that, let's see here, I think it's only a couple minutes away. The team fight where Witch and the gang decide to just jump
Yeah.
and commit. You know, it looked like they were winning. It looked like they were coming out with a good victory. Valox is in full retreat. And then all of a sudden, we're like, okay, this is where Red Zone stops. No, they completely push forward. There goes RTQ.
Yeah.
In between two towers.
I'm not sure what they were thinking, because obviously, if you can see myself, like, I used my first skill of Red RTQ to jump over to the bears, and they probably thought I was gone.
Yeah, and it just, you were far from gone as the laser comes
No.
out with the snipe, which, in a massive panic, ends up trying to run right to you. Actually, she essentially runs right to you, ends
Yeah.
up giving herself up for that kill.
I think I got a double kill right there.
Yeah, long story short, this ends up being, this is pretty much the end of this game. That one team fight right there was pretty much the end of the game. As you go on to punish, you guys go on to punish Red Zone for your comeback victory.
Yeah, I think they relied on their witch to sort of heal. I'm not sure who was diving the tower. I think they relied on witch to heal so they could still get the kill, but obviously it didn't work.
Yeah, so, and yet again, these late teleports here, they're committing with these teleports and then they're canceling. Trying to commit with the teleport, then they cancel it, end up leaving Witch for broke there on the bot lane, and it's pretty much GG here.
Yeah.
So we'll skip past game 3. Obviously, you guys take that game and then you force it over to a game 4, somewhere around the 2 hour and 10-minute mark here. The video.
Real quick while we're queuing
Yeah,
that up, Wywo, what did you think about Red Zone's team comp going into game 2? I'd love to hear your thoughts about everything, but in particular, one of the things I was surprised about after seeing how you guys shut down Horse and
Yes.
just kind of your philosophy that Horse isn't very versatile until 6. That's actually not a good GVG pick. So were you surprised to see them use that in their lineup? And what did you think about their team composition when you saw that initial kind of start of the battle?
Well, frankly, we were quite relieved because obviously Horse, you can't really do anything until level 6, and if your team's losing, then it even gets worse. If your team's winning with Horse, then you're probably still the game.
Yeah.
But once you lose with them, I think in guild versus guild, like in regards to like more competitive games, if you're gonna play horse, you gotta be ready to take the gamble, or else you're just gonna go down. It's such weak horse. It's just nothing. Like in game one, like you can see horse initiating, just killing us off under the tower. It's really good if your team's winning, but if your team's losing, then GG. You're gonna have a hard time come back with the horse.
Can't you say that about any hero?
Sorry?
Can't you say that about any hero?
Well,
if you're losing and down in level gaps, GG.
Yeah, but horse, you have to level up with horse, and you have to feed yourself through your ult and through jungle. And if the other team's junglers, if they're overfed, like the horse can pretty much get shut down. Like he has no escape. Like for RTQ or Donovac, like even if your team's losing, you can still pick their weak spot with good mobility. But horse with couple of wards in the river and their jungle, like you know where it's gonna go. Yeah.
And this is why when you play on the chaos side, you always invade hard the order side jungles.
Yes.
Right? Work on the second game and in the fourth game, the horse and the supports jungler were far behind, 2-3 levels behind them.
Yeah, scale. I think scale was they picked scale in game 4. I think
Yes,
so obviously, I think I was level.
Game 4.
Yeah, I think I was level 4, and the scale was still level 2. When I took his spiders. So obviously, you know, if you're on Cal's side, you gotta go hard. You gotta go hard into their jungle. You can't let them.
Another thing we talked about Weibo last night was why take the gamble on who can get the slight advantage with Frost Zell, because it seems like whoever gets that slight edge with Frost Zell, the game's gonna go to them. So tell us a little bit about why you guys included or did not ban. Obviously, we know you mentioned Arafin and Ant, but why did you want to take the chance on including Frost Cell?
Well, it was simple. Like, no offense, but we thought we had a better Frost Cell on our side.
Okay.
So I think that really showed in game 3, I think, or game 2, where the Red Zone's Frost Cell had 0 kills and 0 assists.
Yeah.
And that point, like before that, we were kind of unsure whether when we were doing the banning, should we ban Frost Cell or not, and we decided to ban Ant. And the game after, like their Frost Cell was just completely shut down, and that's when we confirmed to ourselves, like, okay, we don't have to ban Frost Cell.
Yeah.
We got a better Frost Cell on our side, so let's go along with them.
Excellent.
All right, so we have our game 4 here. Oh, Levy, were you saying something? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It was maybe more their role to ban Frost Zone in play and around other heroes than so at least removing Frost Zone from your lineup.
Yeah, so we obviously, for those of you guys who are curious of what the picks and bans were here, Rose Noir going with the Effort Ant, Red Zone going with the Donovic, and FaZe, you can see there, they got the Scale Helm Fox. So the Fox thing was a little interesting to see, obviously, in this competitive situation. Fox not known for his utility, pretty much.
Okay, so they went with the heal comp, right? So I'm not sure why. I'm not sure. Like, we banned Airframe because Red Zone knew how to use it, and Airframe was a crucial player, especially when they're using the heal comp. But it's just not gonna work. Like Rose, like my guild, we don't center. Like, we don't try to win games by winning team fights. We try to win games by controlling the map and getting the towers and getting the objectives. But team comp, you just can't do that with it. Like, laning phase Fox is really poor. Witch, okay, she's got the heal, but you're not gonna able to get a kill on your opposite
your lane
laner.
opponent. Yeah, it's pretty much just a stall. It's how long can you stall till your team kind of backs you up and starts shoving the lane.
Exactly. So I think all of our like, throughout our history of guild versus guild, I don't think we ever had a tough time winning a game, especially after winning our laning phase. So I'm not sure why Red Zone wanted to go with a heal comp.
And what you did all early game was to gank over and over again Frost Zone.
Yes, because it's a heal comp and you can't really do anything with your range carry. and they have no damage at all, especially without Airfern. Like at least Airfern has that silence. At least once he gets to level 6, he's got that excellent initiating skill. But without Airfern, you can't really lock down on somebody.
Yeah, Fox is not going to be able to,
No.
at least in this particular situation, there's just not enough lockdown for Fox. His ultimate will slow you, but you can still get away from that.
And you
Yeah,
didn't think
because-
that Helm was a suitable replacement for Aerofern?
No way.
Okay.
Because Helm's healing potential is pretty much like probably the lowest out of all supports right now at this point at this point of patch. So
Okay.
like we weren't too worried about Helm being on their team.
As you can see here, Frostel getting trapped out. Goblin, who hadn't up until this point, he hadn't played very good. You guys seem to have mastered. You seem to have mastered him in respects to, you know, working together with your team. I was very critical of picking the Goblin pick. You know, as you know, we saw in the previous matches that he just really was having a tough time. He was getting camped early game.
Yes.
And somehow you guys made it work here. Obviously, you just picking up that first blood right then and there.
Yeah. I mean, we try to pick heroes that are. I think our team comms like is quite safe, even if the team's losing. And I think we were able to finish the game under 50 minutes for game 2 because we had Goblin. Without Goblin, the game probably went on much longer. We had Clint on our team, and he was able to heal everybody while we pushed those 3 towers and eventually to their base. So yeah, really good hero to have on your side.
You see another team fight here just going in the way of Red Zone. I apologize. Who was that speaking?
No, it's okay. I was just admiring also the team fight. But indeed, Clint is pretty good, especially when you start transitioning to the mid game, where
Yes.
heals gets an impact now. And, when he gets key items, so you put a Clint as a laner, and it works
Yeah.
pretty well.
I love his item builds as well. Like he gets the Bone Flame for that sustained heal, and he gets as a second. I think it's a Nymph something that increases your
Relic.
heal. Yeah. So I really like his build as well.
Are you surprised that they didn't ban Frost after having difficulties in the matchup in a Frost-free Frost after the second match?
Yeah, I was actually quite surprised. Like they
Yeah,
could have
me too.
They could have let Saxo. He's a really good carry. He could have just let him take Elf and ban Frostil, and
Right.
yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't ban Frostil. They banned Dolavak instead, so not sure why.
Because of your Donavac?
Yeah.
You know, like in a it's behind the scenes, like through a Skype call, like Gameloft and the XO. I asked him not to ban Dolavak, but he banned it anyway. So
Well, there you go.
No,
If your enemy
well,
asks
that
you
was-
not to ban someone,
Well, you know what? Obviously,
Because-
the
And
single...
how do I add somebody to the call? Because I was going to go ahead and try to add Excel. He's here to maybe add the other side of the point of view.
I think the group leader has to. I'm not sure.
Okay.
okay, bear with me 1 second. Can you forward me his contact information?
Yes, I shall do that right now.
Right now we are watching one of the ends of this engagement. So you went in, you did 2 quick kills, and now you're just chasing them, and that was a good win at the Dragon.
Yeah. So we did change their tactics when you played on Chaos side. Like back then, we used to try to focus their bottom tower when we were on Chaos side. But after that game 4 against OPNS, we noticed Frostel was just killing Dragon all the way. I think he got like 2 solo dragons, and he was just snowballing hard. So during the finals, we didn't want to let that happen. So we try to take the first tower on their top lane. That way we can capitalize the area around the dragon.
Outstanding. Obviously, that's going to end up pretty much. It's been a situation where Rose Noir, in true Rose Noir fashion, it could seem like they could be in very different stages of this game, whether they're winning or losing. But when it's time to turn the heat up, it kind of just goes their way. So congratulations, thank you. I mean, it couldn't have gone any better for you guys, other than a clean sweep. So I hope you guys really, get a chance to soak this in. Obviously, now HOC seems to be going in a bit of more of a competitive stage.
Yeah, he was great.
What's next for you guys? What's next before we swap you with Excel? What's next for Rose Noir now? You guys gonna just take it easy, start relaxing, or is you guys gonna?
Yeah, we're just gonna like for myself, I'm just gonna take a break, maybe stream once in a while, but other than that, we're gonna wait for HOC Masters 3 if there's gonna be any, and probably the summer. We'll just we just want to take a break right now.
Because I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's always really intense, and it takes a lot of energy and time a little bit, these tournaments. So it's always kind of a little bit of relief. And at least for me, even just not even playing, just watching and commentating, I almost wanted, even any games, if you stream for a while, it's the next day, or at least the next couple of days, the last thing I want to do is play or even talk about HOC.
Yeah, I totally respect that.
Yeah, we were
Ivo's
all.
gonna help me get gold first, then he can take a break. Stream snipe for me, baby.
All right.
Sure thing, sure
So
thing.
we had a question before we brought you on this call early on. How is it that we are supposed to pronounce your name, your in-game name?
Oh, my name.
Yes.
What is it? I don't know. I never
I usually
thought of
say
that
Yiwo.
myself.
I hear Ywo.
Because the nickname I have in game, it's actually initials, so you're not supposed to pronounce that as one word. It's the initials of my Korean name.
Gotcha.
So you
All right,
guys can just call me Jan.
We really want to thank you so much
Jan.
for. We really want to thank you very much for stopping by here and giving us some of your expert opinion. And I wanted to congratulate you and the Rose Noir Guild for winning the first place in the iOS tournament. And we look forward to seeing more of you guys soon.
Yeah, thanks for the commentating, guys.
I mean, Jan.
Rats.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, so we're going to get ready to swap that with Excellence from Red Zone is here. We're going to bring him into the call momentarily. Just bear with me. That's going to move out shortly, so...
Yeah, and divided by 7, so $12,000 divided by 7, that's almost 2K per player. That's a lot of cash. So they can buy 3 iPads each.
It's an outstanding performance. You got to give credit to a lot of the guilds that came out to the tournament. Obviously, guilds worth mention, OP, Easy Gaming, and Red Zone. 3 kind of guilds that really didn't have, even though it was well known, they had their identities in the GVG circuit. Rose Noir obviously being considered one of the top tier guilds in terms of competitive play. Red Zone, OP, Easy Gaming making names for themselves here in the tournament. So it's very interesting here as we have Excellence. You're the team captain for Red Zone?
Yeah.
Well, it is a pleasure to have you here. Congratulations. Obviously, you guys placed second here in the event. And it's an honor to have you here. We've been chit-chatting with you a little bit during the streams and stuff, and it's pretty good here. So why don't you give us your perspective of what went right for you guys during this tournament? What questions did you guys leave the tournament with, if any? And where you guys feel like you're headed towards for the next HOC tournament?
Well, actually, we just planned to win semifinals. Then we really didn't focus on winning against Rose Noir, and I don't know, like after this tournament, and we just needed to win, and like we have to win because we have to share the money with one member.
Yeah.
And get a new iPad so we can play next tournament, and then he can take my spot because I'm leaving the game like after this tournament. And yeah, that was the plan. That was all the plan, and that's it.
So you're going to be taking are you going to be taking a permanent break, or are you going to be just taking some time, maybe a couple times?
Probably I'll be back like a year or so.
Understood.
Yeah, I've heard this before, Excel. I think always after these big tournament games or whatnot again. But yeah, definitely never say forever, but definitely
exactly.
breaks. Yeah. Excel needs his breaks to keep that balance going in his life.
Listen, it's definitely a reasonable, it's a reasonable situation. Obviously, this game is in its develop, it's growing right now. So naturally, people, these situations where they kind of go from 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 even, you know, it's only normal for, you know, people to kind of want to take a step back. So, but you know, there's nothing wrong with the way you guys did it. You guys, what are the, you know, what do you think that in your absence, what do you think Red Zone's going to be working on? What are some of their strong suits? What are some of their, you know, things to improve on?
I think we just have to improve about voice chat, because like two of us, I think like 2-3 people just talking, and like the rest wasn't talking. Like the first game we were so happy, we were like yes, that was a chance. And then the second game, when one member started lagging, then it's like we got mad, then we couldn't focus anymore, then the rest games just fall off. That's it. We just have to win teamworks and trust each other. That's
So
pretty much it.
basically, what you're saying is that inability to kind of recover from that second game, just like, I mean, I know what it's like when basically it's just really depressing and really frustrating. You guys had that energy and momentum going in, and then having that disconnect and the remake, and then just having such a depressing second game there. It was really hard for you guys to kind of just shake that off. And
Yeah,
meant,
it
like,
was really hard.
yeah. Oh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry to hear that.
But
It's
actually,
okay.
It's where they talk about the game being mental, not just skill, in-game skill.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Levy? Sorry.
you are living and taking a break, but actually you're living on a success. You went in on the second wave of the teams that have been invited, and you made it to the final as you expected and wanted, and you leave not with at least $5,000 that you're gonna share with your friends. So I think you can say mission accomplished. It was a massive achievement to stand and get to the finals like you did, and very well done, Excel.
Yeah, that was like before the tournament, we were talking about like maybe we should just, you know, win the semifinals, then that's it. Then like one member just suggested like, maybe what if we can win against Rose Noir? Then like, why not? I guess we can try, you know. And then like the second game after that, like we just started blaming each other. It was like, we should talk, like, because like, you know, like when we lose we don't talk anymore, and that's the problem. Just like we can't shake it off, and I think like we have to work on that, and, you know, for the next tournament.
Well, there's really nothing, you know, it's really not too much to take away here. Obviously, you know, like everybody says, I don't want to be really, you know, we congratulate you guys for getting so far, especially under the circumstances, everybody getting pulled, you know, being pulled together. You know, the first draft of teams come in, they made some adjustments, you guys came in, you know, it's really an honor to get a chance to sit here and you know, we had a chance to call your games during the, we had a chance to call your games all the way through here, you know, so, I mean, hopefully you won't stay away too long. We look forward to maybe seeing you back on the competitive scene soon, man.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe my guild will call me again. They're just really really hard, you know, like you have to practice every day. You have to keep them from fighting, because like once the fight starts, they'll just, I would quit the guild. I don't know, like it's really stressful.
It's a lot of responsibility. It's being a guild, you know, being a guild leader, being responsible for maintaining all the personalities that come with it, and you guys did it to a point where you guys made it to the championship rounds, you know, of this tournament. So there's really, I mean, just to show you, it's not easy.
Definitely.
All the way to the bitter end, it's not an easy situation.
I give you
tackle.
guys so much credit, really. And again, you know, we talked about what awesome job you guys did, and the fact that you're giving some, even coming in second, you're giving some of your money to a guildmate to get them a new iPad. That's, I mean, it speaks to the caliber of people you guys are. All around, Rose Noir and Red Zone, there were just awesome players on both sides. I couldn't have been happier to see, you know, two better teams there in the finals. So, I mean, and what's interesting now in hindsight, now it looks like Rose Noir had a bad first game, but they were, that ability to be able to recover from that game, and was kind of sometimes a little bit of a difference maker. Whereas Red Zone not being able to kind of, I guess, recover from that the second game where they had a bad game was maybe a little bit the difference maker. Maybe that's the key, is really learning how to shake off those games.
It's just a matter of growing. That's all it is. With any guild that wants to continue playing, it's just a matter of growing. So anyway, you know, won't go too much into that there. Just finished showing the game 1 victory there for Red Zone. And any last parting words before we, before you head out and you begin to discuss with your teammates, the future of you guys?
Well, I'm just gonna say that like Rose Noir really did good ganking our farms. We expected that, but we weren't ready for it. Like because we're just out of the game. Like we couldn't focus anymore. And yeah, that's about it. And I guess we'll see them again next tournament. Hope so.
There you go. That's the right attitude. Exactly.
Well, Excel.
Wait, I hope so too. Go ahead.
No, I was
Sorry.
just saying. I just wanted to give him a proper sign off. It is an absolute honor to call your games, and I pretty much think everybody would feel the same way. It's just a good team. It's a good thing to see 2 good teams going at it, and that's pretty much what we got from you guys this entire tournament. So, wish you luck in your future endeavors and whatnot, and everything that you try to, everything that you're trying to accomplish in and out of the game. And definitely look forward to seeing more of you soon, and your guild as well.
Thanks, Excel.
Yeah.
Thanks,
thank you.
Excel, and congratulations.
Thank you. See you guys.
All right.
All right. So with that being said, we just had Yuo and Excel, both from Rose Noir and Red Zone, joining us on the call here. Very honored to have those guys have a sit there and just pick their brains for a little bit, just kind of see where they're going, in their respective careers as a guild and as as individuals as well. So, what do you guys? What are your thoughts now? The tournament's over. Where do we go? How do we get back to life?
Well, first, I think take a break a little bit. For I think a lot of people, they just want to, a little downtime first. And there's always ranked. Everyone can kind of focus on their rank, and we do have a good amount of time in the season. And what I want to see is, eventually, I would like to see another tournament. This was a blast. And I can't wait to see the next tournament. I don't care who sponsors or whatnot. Whether Gameloft decides, I really hope so that they do decide to do that. But if, no matter what, I want to see OP again. I want to see TSM. I want to see Red Zone. There were a lot of good contenders that came really close this time. And I feel like we're getting closer and closer. And, I can't wait to see the next game, the next tournament. I know it's almost a little bit too early to start talking about the next tournament, but I want to take a break, and then I want to see this again. Basically.
Definitely. This is what I said. I always tell people, the competitive scene in these games are always going to come down to the fans and everybody developing relationships with some of these teams. I always encourage people on the Android platforms, you guys got a guild, why don't you guys stick it out? Find a way to make this guild succeed. So when we have these tournaments, the same way you guys here have on iOS, that, everybody knows Rose Noir is a household name, Rose Blanc, Red Zone now coming in, even though people have genuinely appreciated Red Zone, now they have, much more of a commanding presence now in the competitive scene. OP, a guild that a lot of people were counting out and somehow made it into the semis to have their toughest opponent in Rose Noir, Easy Gaming, a huge fan favorite going through their adversity. It's just these are the stories that make a competitive environment likable to the to the community. So.
Yeah, definitely. You can't. There were so many great stories. There were so many great teams in this, and I guess that is, I still will go ahead and I'll spectate. I hope that the guild versus guilds continue, the GVGs continue, because I love it. But if not, then I watch the ranked games. I love watching these highly competitive games, and these guys battle it out every day. It's. I don't know why, they're just really fun to watch.
Yeah, for the next tournament, if there is. There will be some more. I wish there will be a longer qualifier stage, like 32 teams down to 8 teams and 8 invited teams. So you have 8 teams that have, let's say that you invite all the teams that were in the quarterfinals and up, but you get 32 teams in a funnel to get the 8 best. Now you get insane amount of games, and you have more time to see these amazing teams to show their skills on the stage, and then you pick the top of the top. So like Synergy, we wanted all to see Synergy there, but they were not it was a minor issue about the registration, but I would have loved to see Synergy there. I would have loved to see Lotus there. I would have loved to see so many other teams that were not invited because there was only 16 teams, 16 slots.
That's where I would even love to have seen, like, if they fixed GVG or Guild the Q, that you see a
like
season as season, and the guilds working towards the season, and the ones that work to, and then you really will just see some really good, like, lots of activity in the GVGs, because the people who are in the highest rank for guilds, where the leaderboard means it, truly has the competitive, and I believe that's what Gameloft was trying to do this time a little bit, but a true season and integrated in, and seeing those teams, so that you're working towards these tournaments. Each season you're working towards these end tournaments. I would love. I know that Levy, I know Weibo has mentioned it before, and that's really what I would like to see.
Yeah, almost a ranked season for GBG
Yes.
that acts as a preseason pre-qualifier.
Yes.
That would get some incentive, so getting that GBGQ, I think that would be great as well, and possibly the way to, kind of initiate some new guilds and rise to the top. What greater incentive to play some GBGs than the possibility of some money and entering a tournament?
Definitely. So obviously this tournament has shown that the infrastructure is there. Us being, we have pretty much a lot of the veteran voices of HOC here. Obviously, having an opportunity to cast with T-Dog, Levy, Aria, MyFit, Death Angel, pretty much everybody that's been kind of going in this pool of talent that Gameloft has managed to pull together. It's been actually it's been an honor to sit here and, coming from Android, we kind of coming from Android, you guys have been swimming around this iOS market for a while, so it's really amazing that Gameloft was able to kind of invite me here personally to spend these past few weeks here, and now we'll be able to, I'll be able to do extra work with you guys on the side and stuff like that. So it's been, like I said, an absolute treat to sit here and call these games with you guys.
And it's people like you that can bring back to Android and that knowledge and help Android players to evolve to the next stage, and then you can have also on Android similar tournaments as we just have and received on iOS from Gameloft.
Yeah,
And
and I mean,
it needs people like you for that.
absolutely, right back at you, Seasoned. It's been such an awesome pleasure to be able to. I knew Insight, but now with you as well. There's so many cool people over in the Android community, and I'm sure there's a lot more really cool people. I was wondering if you guys, I know you and Death had taken a look at the China tournament.
Me and T-Dog,
T-Dog.
we were taking a look at some of the China ranked season, and it's just, we're going to continue doing that, so that's going to be probably our next project, as well as I'm prepping to lay the groundwork for the next Android HOC promo series.
Right, so I look forward to seeing some of those games, because I know that you said that they look really competitive.
Ooh, I tell you, we have some footage, and we're going to be doing we're going to be doing some more this week, so definitely stand by if you guys want to see some of that international competition.
Oh, and yeah, somebody had mentioned there was a promo picture. Do you guys know when there was an ad for the bundle with the horse, basically Archmos and his lover Aquila for Valentine's Day weekend? Does anybody have any ideas or know when that comes out? There was a question in game, and now I do know.
We'll most likely get some. We'll probably get some news about that maybe this week. Because they're closed, they're going to be back on I think Tuesday. The Gameloft office opens up again, so. I wasn't given too much info. Levy, did you get any information on it? Because I didn't really get anything.
I saw it on Facebook.
It's on Facebook?
Yeah, they advertised it on Facebook, and I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it. And
when it's advertised on Facebook, it's coming in in a couple of hours. So maybe
usually,
4 hours,
maybe tonight, maybe for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, guys. So maybe that's when it's going to start the sale to the lovers package. And that's how they're advertising it for. As I forget what it was called. It had a cute little name to it. But also, the guys, remember there's a rune sale going on. Rune sale, they're very rare. Okay, sorry if I get a little hyped about the rune sales, but there's only for 2 more hours left, guys, on the rune sales. 50% off on those packages. I know I want to know when those happen, so I would be really upset if I missed it. So we don't know. It could be till next October, the next time you see a rune sale. So stock up. There's going to be lots of great content and stuff that's going to come in over these next few months.
Definitely. All right. So with that being said, are there any final closing notes before we sign off for the end of this World Tournament?
Yeah, I'd love to hear a summary of kind of takeaways from the tournament to improve players, quality moving forward. And I think, as we've already discussed here, kind of my takeaways is there is the mental game and how important it is mentally to just kind of stay in it. And there was just a total difference between YWO's response to the first game and Excel's response to the second game. And that has a huge impact in being able to focus. I also really appreciated YWO's comment about we don't pick to win team fights, we pick to control the map and take down towers, which inevitably does help them win team fights because they're ahead in gold and they're ahead in controlling the map. And so I think there's something very intelligent for guilds to take away and considering really controlling the map and those farms. Those would be my two biggest takeaways from this finale.
Levy, how are you feeling?
I saw that most of the games that a team dominated was because of the vision. And piggybacking on what T-Dog said, controlling the map is one thing through the towers and the lane pushing, but also through vision and through warding. And the team, we saw that in Rose Noir versus Red Zone. A lot of wards early game, everything went well, but at the time when the teams start losing, no wards at all. Yes, they don't have any more money to buy wards, but there's a lack of vision, lack of control, and it's very, very hard to come back and try to farm a jungle if you don't know if the enemy is on the other side because you don't have vision.
Definitely. Arya, do you have any final?
I thought everybody, as far as going forward, I think everybody played really well. I think it's also very important for the players to remember that you've got to follow the rules, like about account sharing and stuff. Because
I didn't want to be the one to say that one.
Don't cheat.
Sorry, but it needs to be said.
Yes.
Yeah, it's little tiny things because everybody wants to see, the most competitive. You don't want to see any teams hung up on silly things like that. So it's important to follow the rules, but I can't wait to see the next tournament. Basically,
definitely.
A lot of teams are raring to go. Okay.
All right. Well, it looks like everybody's made their peace. We can finally go back to, I don't know, we got to just go back and live now. We just got to go be adults again or teenagers or whatever we were before we started watching this tournament. So with that being said, I am Seasoned Salt, T-Dog right above me, Levy to my left, and Arya to my upper left. An absolute honor to sit here and call these games with you, and we are going to be bringing more of this action to you soon, so stand by and we'll bring it to you. I hope you guys have a fantastic morning, evening, and or afternoon.
Good, everybody. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.